Cavs owner Dan Gilbert shed some light on Kyrie Irving. 2 summers ago, after the playoffs, the former number 1 overall pick demanded a trade with 2 years left on his deal. And Gilbert said, we had to trade him when we did, adding the agent was telling us if we don't trade him, there's some surgery he is on the borderline of having on his knee. So they sent Kyrie to Boston for Isaiah Thomas, 2 other players, and a future number 1 pick, which turned out to be Colin Sexton. Gilbert went on to say, quote, I don't know, but I think Kyrie will leave Boston. We could have ended up with nothing. Looking back after all the moves by Kobe Altman, who's the GM, we killed it in that trade. So if Kyrie does leave the Celtics, as Gilbert suggested, here's PTI on where the star guard could end up.
All right, Wilbon, would a Kyrie Irving, LeBron James reunion in L.A. make sense to you?
Yes, it would, Tony. For one, they seem to have made up and gotten past whatever it was, whatever little speed bump it was. They won a championship together. My goodness. Kyrie Irving has had no real success without LeBron James. And now LeBron James, I mean, he needs a Robin to his Batman. And why not Kyrie? Here's the other thing I'm hearing. A lot of teams are saying, you know what? I'm not making Kyrie Irving the highest paid player on this team, whatever that team might be. Teams trying to build. Kyrie Irving proved to be, I don't know, a pain this year with the Boston Celtics, and they regressed. And a lot of people think he cannot lead, so why not go to L.A. where that marriage has worked?
Well, it's worked, but then Kyrie Irving has to accept, in effect, second-tier status on that team to
That's
LeBron.
what he is.
Now, I understand that. I think we would agree on this. Winning the championship in Cleveland, Kyrie Irving in the deciding game maybe had the best game of his NBA career, right?
Yep.
So maybe he can recreate that with LeBron. LeBron doesn't have anybody on that team anywhere near as good as Kyrie Irving.
No.
But I come back to this all the time. What and where will make Kyrie happy? I think about this with Durant. I think about it with Kyrie Irving. What and where will make him happy? Reuniting with LeBron where he's second, will that make him happy, or will he want to get out again?
Tone, I don't care if he's happy. I'd like to see him play like he did when he was in Cleveland during the championship season.
Wednesday and named Adam Gase the interim GM as well as head coach. Sources told our Rich Cimini that Gase objected to Bell's signing because of the steep price tag. Gase reiterated today he had no role in ownership's decision to fire McCagnon, but will be involved in hiring the Jets' new GM. Gase, once again, asked about the reported rift between he and McCagnon. Here he is. Listen.
Me and Mike had disagreements on a few things, but there was no personal rift. That's wrong. Depends. We can have disagreements. It's part of the job. If you're not disagreeing, am I doing my job? If I agree with everything anybody else says in the building, am I doing my job?
Did you fight for Mike when you talked to him?
I wasn't asked.
You were not asked for your input on how you felt?
He told me, he called me and told me what we were doing. That's what happened.
You were looking at the quarterback. He did not ask you for your opinion about the general manager before he fired?
He called me and told me what he was doing.
Okay, leave that alone. Next up, questions about the report that surfaced saying McCagnon and Gase were at odds over bringing in Le'Veon Bell, the controversial former Steelers running back, whom they signed to a 4-year, $52 million deal in March, with $27 million guaranteed. Gase asked about that today, too. Here you go.
There's been some speculation that you guys might try to trade him before the season even starts.
That's ridiculous.
Within the realm of possibility.
That's the first time I've heard of that.
So that's not going to happen.
No.
And meanwhile, the Jets were supposed to be a stable organization after drafting Sam Darnold a year ago, but it's the Jets. The second-year quarterback entering camp with a new system, a new head coach, a new running back to hand the ball off to, Diana Rossino, and how Darnold is dealing with all the Jets drama.
It was uncomfortable and sometimes tense inside the press conference room while Jets head coach and interim GM Adam Gase faced multiple questions about the timing of the Jets' decision-making.
That would be false. That's just not true.
As for Gase's most important player, quarterback Sam Darnold, well, I asked the second-year quarterback what his new coach is really like.
He's a normal dude. It's been really fun to be able to learn a new offense and kind of understand what Coach Gase wants to do, how aggressive he wants to be, but really, making sure that we take a step back and realize, it's not going to be perfect day one or day two or day three.
While Darnold looked comfortable and even admitted he's so much more comfortable in his second year with the Jets, it is important to recall that the GM that drafted him is no longer here. He's got a new head coach, a new offense, and That veteran quarterback Josh McCown, who helped grow Sam Darnold last year, he's no longer on the roster. With the Jets, Diana Rossini, ESPN.
Diana, thank you. Coming up, replacing Gronk, the latest on the Patriots' plan to fill the Hall of Fame void for Tom Brady.
Okay, to baseball. Mets looking to sweep the Washington Nationals. Those Nationals, their bullpen issues, it looked for a minute like they had it under control today. This is Carlos Gomez on first, attempting to steal second. Yan Gomes, you saw the wide throw, and Gomez makes it safe to third, but guess what? Loses his shoe. Tie your laces tighter, young man. But still, gets there safely. Eventually would score on a sac pop fly. Mets up 1-0. Top 8, it's 3-1 now, and Howie Kendrick ruled out on strikes, and he doesn't like it. And he's going to argue with umpire Bruce Dreckman. Really argue. He's thrown out. That's Davey Martinez, the manager, who was trying to defend his guy. He's thrown out as well. And Martinez, he's getting the best of him here. Kicking dirt, throwing the hat. I mean, once you're gone, you got to do that, right? So bottom 8, the Nats actually came back, took the 4-3 lead, and then this. It's Gomez, deep to left center for the 3-run shot. Once again, this bullpen given up a lead. And for the first time since 91, the Nationals Expos franchise, back when they were in Montreal, still the Mets get a 4-game sweep of them. Washington's 5th straight loss, 6-4 is your final. So with another 3 earned runs allowed today, Nats relievers piled on to their historically bad start. Not only is their 7.02 bullpen ERA the worst in the majors this season, it's the 5th worst through the first 50 games of a season since the mound was lowered in 1969, Kevin.
Sage, back to the NBA.